Howdy folks, welcome back. It's Tuesday. For some reason kept stuck being on a Monday. Look at that, we got a very hard puzzle today. Okay, let's see what we've got. Well, the first thing I notice is this cool little alley and this cool little alley. So I just checked the 7 and 8 going up, and I already got a 7 and 8. I watched this 1 and 8 down, and of course I've already got a 1 and an 8 down here. Let's see what else might help us out. These guys have some cool alleys here as well. All right. I'm looking for pairs. I always look for pairs. If you guys have watched, you'll see this total center section is empty, but these three right here, we'll know what those are because we have the 3 in the bottom and the 3 in the top. So we've got a 1. We need a 2, but it can't be here. So we have a 2, we've got a 3, we've got a 4, we've got a 5. We need a 6 and nothing left or right, so it could be any of these. We've got a 7 and then we need an 8. And I have no help on the 8, so that can also be any one of those three. So those are locked in. Just get those out of the way. Okay. Now I'm starting to see a lot of solutions just by looking at pairs. So I'm looking horizontally at these pairs. I'm looking vertically at these pairs. Like for instance, I see these pair of 5s goes down the left. This pair goes down the center. This 5 comes across the top. So that's a pair there. I looked at this cool little pattern here, and I noticed this 4 comes down, and this 4 comes through here. So there's only one spot left for a 4 there. Let's see here, we have an 8 and a 5 that come up. Okay, there's no 8 in this cube, so the 8 has to be here. Now we have just 2 numbers left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6 and a 7. Now I have a helpful 7 over here that says this cannot be a 7, so there's our 6 and 7. Now this 6 can come back over here. I'll get rid of that one. This 8 can come back over here, and that cleans up that center one quite a bit. Now this was a pretty neat little function here. So if I look over here, I'll see it has some of the similars. This 3 helps me on the left. This 3 helps me on the top. So there's our 3. Let's see, I've got a 4, 5. Okay, I've already got my 4 and my 5. Let's see, I do have a 2 that comes across the bottom. So I have to have a 2 here or here. 3, 4, 5. I need a 6. Well, this 6 comes across the top. So my 6 has to be down here. 7, and I need an 8. And of course this 8 comes right through the middle. And that is actually very nice and clean and tidy. I like that. Okay, again looking at the pairs, I have a 1 that comes down this alley, a 1 across the bottom, a 1 through the middle. So the only spot for a 1 in this cube, I'm just looking at the pairs, at the eliminations there, is right there. Okay. All right. Just kind of let my mind float. So I'm going to go a little more systematic up here. I've got a pair of 5s across the top. So that means one of these two has to be a 5. So I'm going to throw my 5 in there. Also, there's a 5 across the top, 5 across the bottom. So to line that up, those 5s go there. All right. We also have a pair of 9s across the bottom and top that line up with these 5s. Now, I love it when this happens because what I call this is a double lock. You see how this is a 2 and a 6 and a 2 and a 6? Now these 2s are 5s and 9s. Those two are now double locked. They cannot be anything else. So this center cube actually has all of these numbers locked. So I have a 1. Our 2 has to go here. I need a 3. Well, it can't be here. Can't be here. Can't be down the center. So 3 has to be in one of these 2 spots. All right, now I need a 4. Now here's kind of cool. I got a 4 across here, 4 across here, 4 down the middle. Only spot left in the cube is right there. We've got our 5 double locked over here. We've got our 6 locked here. So now for the 7, the only place 7 can go is one of these two spots. So you can see we do have a 7 down the middle, 7 across the middle here. So I do have a helpful 7 that says it can't be here. So that makes that one our 3, and it makes that one our 7. So this 7 would have made this one a 7, and 3 was the only one left. I just put that 3 in first. So now see the 6s and 8s makes it very clean. Very clean. I like that clean way that this puzzle is coming out. Very neat. And now this 3 does come down, and this 3 comes across. So we only have 2 spots for our 3s. Again, just looking for pairs. I've got a pair of 8s here coming across the bottom and the middle. So 8 has to be top or right or left. Now, folks, this is what we call a crisscross or an X-wing. I've called it a crisscross forever. I've watched some other advanced players, and they call it an X-wing. If this is an 8, then this can't be an 8, so it has to cross like this, or criss like this. Either which way, the 8 is covered in the left lane and the right lane because they crisscross and cancel out the left and the right lane. Whichever one, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if this is an 8, then this has to be an 8. If this is an 8, then this one has to be an 8. But either way, the left and the right lanes are covered, so here cannot be an 8, and these 3 cannot be an 8 because of this crisscross pattern. And then I have an 8 across the top, so one of these 2 has to be my 8. All right, now I do have an 8 that comes up the center, the right, and across the top. So to match the other 8, there's those 2 that have to be an 8. Okay, let's see what else we have. Looking for pairs. We've got the 5 paired, we've got the 8 paired, we've got a pair of 3s. 3 across the bottom, 3 across the top, 3 through the center, so the only place left for a 3 is right there. And that almost is all of our 3s. We have 2 3s now, left and center. Only spot left for a 3 is there. This 3 comes over and says, no 3 there, buddy. There we go. And that is all of our 3s for the puzzles. Cool, cool. All good to go. Now this 4 does come down this lane here, so there's only one spot left for the 4. We've got 2 numbers left. One, it looks like a 2 and a 6, and I have a helpful 6 here. So I can't have a 6 there, so that makes that our 2. 2 and a 6, very good. I now have a pair of 6s. Comes across the top and across the middle, so my 6 has to be one of these 2. What other pairs do we have here? We have a pair of 7s across the bottom and the middle, so the 7 has to be top row here. What else do we have? Just kind of looking here. I have a 9 that comes down the middle and a 9 across the center. So I have to have a 9 top or bottom here. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I need a 4. Okay, but I can't have a 4 here, and I can't have a 4 across the top. So my 4 has to go here or here. And going horizontally, it's this one or this one. Then I've got a 3, and then I need a 2. 2 can go any of those places at the moment, and then I need a 1. Okay, cool, cool. So right here, there's 3 numbers missing, a 1, a 4, and a 2. But see, there's a 1 and a 4. So 2 is the only number that can go there, because 1 and 4 double lock right there. Those are 1s and 4s. Okay, very good. Now this one also now comes down, and this one comes across. So this one could be a 1 or this one. So that cleans that up nice and neat. I now have a solid 1, a ghost column of a 1. No matter which one we pick, one of these 2 is a 1, so the center column cannot, these 2 cannot be a 1. So 1 up here in this cube has to be over here. Okay, so I'm only missing 2 numbers up here. It looks like a 1 and a 9. Those 2 are now double locked. That is helpful. Okay. All right, so just kind of floating around. We did get some other numbers. Do we get any more pairs down below? We got a pair of 2s across the top and through the middle. So 2 has to be down here somewhere. And then we have a 4, 6, and 9. Okay, so I have a 4 here and I have a 4 here. So my 4 has to be one of these two spots. All right, so the 6 cannot be over here. It has to be over here. And then I have a 9 that can go here or there. This bottom row is nice and clean. Middle row is nice and clean. Let's see, I need a 1 in this row. Can't be here, but it could be here or here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got my 7s over here. Now I need an 8. 8s are over here. Then I could have a 9 here, but either one of these could be a 9. Stretch my fingers here. It almost looks like C9 will probably be here and clean this up, and well, if that gives it up, ooh, that'll give that one right up, won't it? Okay, let's look vertically here for just a moment and see what we have. Let's see if we have any other pairs. Okay, so I have a pair of 7s coming up left and right and then through the middle. So I have to have a 7 here or here. I've got the 3s. Okay, 5s. Okay, 4s are there. 5s are there. 7s are there. Okay, we're getting close here, folks. Okay, I have a pair of 2s just looking vertically. 2 and a 2, so I have to have a 2 here. Okay, we've got the 1, we've got the 2, 3, 4, 5. No help on the 6. 7 cuts through the middle here. So my 7 has to be here or here. 8, 9. So I'm still fighting with a 6, but it looks like that might line up right there in the middle. Okay, let's look at these cubes here. I've got a 1. Now I need a 2. Now this one here can't be in the right lane. Okay, I'm just going to have to jot them down. I don't like putting it when there's 3, but I'm going to have to do it. 3, 4, 5. So the 6 comes up, and it says it can't be here. So our 6 can be over here somewhere. 7, 8, and then we need a 9. And it looks like 9 could go everywhere too. I don't have a whole lot of help on the 9s for some reason. 9, 9, 9, 9. Ooh, that one is really ugly. Yeesh. See, it would be this 5 and 9 and this 5 and 9, and then these two would be 2s and 6s. 5 and 9, 5 and 9, 2 and 6. See how that lines up nice and pretty? I almost could see that happening real easy here if I'm just sorting myself out just a smidgen more. We have a 1 coming up the right side, a 1 across the middle. Well, I'm just going to have to jot them all down here just to get it on paper here. So 2s, oh my goodness, looks like 2s can go everywhere. Yeah, I don't have any stoppings on the 2s. Let me skip 2 for just a moment. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 6 comes up the middle. Okay, now I do have a set of 6s over here. So here, 6 actually has to go top or bottom. Okay, that is good. 7s, 8s, and then 9. So 9 comes straight up the middle. Oh, there we go. There we go. Remember that crisscross we were working on, folks? So check out this 9 right here. I cannot have a 9 here. And I cannot have a 9 here, and I cannot have a 9 here because these two are double locked. So the only place to put a 9 in this column is right here. So that's actually going to resolve quite a bit for us. So let me be careful with this. Let me get my 9s out of here. Okay, so this one has to be a 5, which means this one has to be a 9, which means this one has to be a 5. Okay, so all I'm doing is just cleaning up my numbers here, get rid of this 5 here. So those two are 2s and 6s, that's nice and clean. Okay, so does that... Okay, all right. All right, so see this 6 here tells me there cannot be a 6 here, so that means that one of these two has to be a 6. Remember I said that that was going to reveal itself? We also have a crisscross pattern of the 6s, chink chink, so the 6 has to be here in the middle. That also lines up with these ones. So everything's lining up nice and neat. What was the number I didn't put in over here? The 2s, right? I didn't put the 2s in here just yet. Whew, okay. So I have a 6 and a 9 that comes straight up the middle. 6 and a 9, but see this 9 can be over here, right? Because there's two 9s. But 6 can't be over here because I have a 6 over here. Okay, let's see, what else did I do? I'm getting a little stumped here. I'm getting close right here to the end. Are you folks seeing my mistake or there's probably... See this 2 and 8, 2 and 6, 6 and 8. Those would have to all, fall in nice and neatly, but they're going to affect vertical issues as well. See, I like this 7 and 8, 7 and 8, 1 and 9, 1 and 9, which would make this a 2 and a 6 and a 2 and a 6. Because I still haven't put my 2s in all over here just yet. There's 2s all over the place. Because I don't think I have anything limiting my 2s at all. Yeah, I don't. Okay, let me just write my 2s in. Can a 2 go here? Yes. 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 Okay. So way too many numbers than I like to write here. Ooh. Blech. All right. Now for this ending move, there's usually a rectangle somewhere, kind of like this 2 and 8, 6 and 8, that can only go one direction. So if this was a 2, there we go. That's actually if this is a 2, that would make these two a 6 and a 9. And if these two were a 6 and a 9, this one would have to be an 8. Oh, see, I was thinking it couldn't be a 9. If this was a 2. If this was an 8, this would be a 9. That means these would be 2s and 6s. Okay. Nope, because I already know those are 6s. And we already got the crisscross pattern because we got the 6s over here. Oh, see? We'll get there. I'm just keep going, brain. Keep going. We're right there. So if this is an 8, if this is a 9, what am I missing, folks? What am I missing? Okay, okay. See, this is one of the reasons I don't like writing too many numbers down, because I've got the 8s. This is our 8s. These are our 8s, 6s, 6s, 2s, 2s high, 2s bottom and top, 2s all over. Okay, 1s and 9s high, 1s and 9s high and low. Okay, those all look good. Do you folks see my mistake somewhere, or can you find the pattern? That's where I'm stuck. There's this last little pattern I get stuck on. Trying to see it, trying to see it. See, it's kind of like, so this like 1 and 4 and this 8 and 9 where a pattern won't reveal. If this is a 4, that's a 1. If that's a 1, that's a 7. If that's a 7, that's a 9. That's an 8. That's a 1. 4, 2, 9. And see, that's the thing is there's just a little bit too many steps. My brain can't remember it all, so I got to use a piece of paper sometimes to jot it down and work through it until I find that little pattern my brain just can't grab. Playing with some numbers here. 9s, 9s, okay. 1 and 4. 2s and 6s. 6 and 4, 6 and 7, 1 and 7. 7s. 9, 7, 6, 8. See, that's the big rectangle-ish rub. Trying to find the culprit. So I'm gonna like just pick this number, right? And I'm just gonna say that's a 1. If I can get my pen to work. There we go. If I say that's a 1, then that's a 7, then that's a 9. Okay, now if that's a 1, if that's a 9, that's a 6, that's a 4. Okay, so if I've got this one kind of written out here so I see how it's going. So if that's a 4, then that's a 2, and that's a 4, and that's a 9, and that's an 8, and that's a 1. Okay, so that makes that a 2, which makes that a 6, which makes that an 8. So everything's still working at the moment. Now if that's a 2, then that has to become an 8. Okay, if that's an 8, then I'm going to come over here. If that's an 8, then that's a 6. So that won't work. Okay. So if this guy is a 6, that makes this a 9. That makes this a 2, which makes this an 8. And if this is an 8, that makes this a 6. See that rectangle? See how weird that is? If this is a 6, this is a 9, this is a 2. If this is a 2, that's an 8. If that's an 8, then this is a 6. So these two can't both be 6s because that would break the puzzle. See that rectangle? There's got to be a way to find that rectangle, but that is the rectangle. So this right here cannot be a 6. If this is a 6, then this will become a 6, and that will break the puzzle. So this one has to be a 9. Okay, so that makes this one our 7, makes this one our 1, makes this one our 4, makes this one our 6. All right, now if this is our 9, that makes this one our 2, makes this one our 4. If that's a 4, that one makes it our 1. It's just gonna cascade right on down, folks. There's our 2, so then there's our 6. If that's our 6, then there's our 8. If that's our 8, then there's our 9. There's our 8. Okay, we've already got an 8, so there's our 2. If that's our 2, there's our 8. There's our 6. There's our 2. All right, we already have our 2 and our 9, so the only number left here is a 1. Okay, and now we just clean this up. Okay, near, 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 near. 786, 786. There's our 7. So this can no longer be a 7. There's our 8. If that's our 8, there's our 6. If that's our 6, there's our 2. If there's our 2, there's our 7. If this is our 2, then this one is our 8. All right, very good. Okay, so right here I have a 1 and a 7, just cleaning these up, so that's our 2. I have a 1, 2, and an 8, 1, 2, and an 8, so this one's our 7. Okay, so just cleaning these up, just cleaning them up nice and neat. If this is a 2, that makes this one our 6, makes this one our 2. If this is a 6, there's a 2 and a 6, that makes this one a 9. If there is a 9 here, that makes this one a 1, makes this one our 9. And now that we have a 2 and a 9, that makes this one our 6. So there you go, folks. Very hard puzzle. Pencil marks very important. Locking cells are very important. Crisscross patterns very important. And that final rectangle. Still trying to find that with a half one to write it down. But you saw that logic of pattern there. If you guys have any suggestions for ways that I can find that easier, I very much would welcome that. As always, welcome any comments, suggestions, or challenges. And thanks for watching, folks. We will catch you next time.